An extraordinary briefing. A few words from the race director is enough to get the message across. The Transat Jacques Vabre will not get underway as planned. Too windy, too much swell, too much uncertainty for the 35 crews of the 10th edition between Le Havre and Puerto Limon in Costa Rica. The start's been delayed and these seafarers have taken it in their stride.
The decision was taken this morning to delay departure for several days, to see if the weather gets a little better off the coast of Brittany and Ireland. It's because the situation was really difficult. With such a depression in the weather, it was a bit like hell out there.
The
sea was so huge that a storm was almost inevitable on Tuesday night. We would have had winds above 40 knots and gusts at about 50, 55 knots. Seas with waves 6 or 7 meters high. We're all together in this decision. Some of the skippers wanted to change boats because the one we were on doesn't support bad weather. We've got boats that are made for that. There's a feeling of solidarity among the 40 and 50 feet boats, a feeling that we're all in this together, and we'd rather help them with the decision.
The fleet finally left Le Havre 3 days later than the scheduled departure, and every sailor dreams now of only one thing: to get beneath some trade winds.
The real difficulty is the North Atlantic in November. It's never easy. Next week we may have bad conditions. The big challenge is to reach the warmer trade winds without too many major incidents to get that win at the end.
In total, there are 4,730 nautical miles to cover. The best will do it in 15 days. A big day on the Quiberon Solo. After 3 trials, the French Championship of Solo Ocean Racing is going to come to an end in Quiberon Bay. From the very first rounds, there have been many surprises. Suspense has rippled across the water. Arms have been hard at work at the tillers. It's paid off for some, and if you're a first-time winner, it's especially rewarding.
I'm really happy. First victory in the Figaro, especially in the banana race. Something I've never done. It bodes well for the future.
All the top names in the Figaro class have been out fishing for points.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top!
Erwan TABARLY in particular has been gathering a whole pot, leaving opponents trailing his wake. It's the second victory he's bagged as the skipper of Nacarat.
I was consistent throughout, and in the end it pays. Morgan sailed very well, and it was pretty close to the end. The battle was intense, right to the finish line.
Meanwhile, a sailing hero has arisen in Normandy. At 27, Fabien Delahaye is now champion of France of solo ocean racing.
All week we had to deal with the general ranking more than the Quiberon solo. It went quite well, but I'm a bit disappointed. I wanted to do well. I went there with such desire, and it was great to finish that way anyway.
It's the last few days of a colourful season. The Quiberon solo has offered up its winner, Fabien Delahaye. His name will be added to all those who've come before him: Michel Desjoyaux, Jean Le Cam and Franck Camat. Nothing more than that.